A little chilly this morning. 31 degrees. At 10 minutes to 8, and I need to get motivated here because today I am working on that. Let's see if we can get a chimney installed. Morning, ladies. Morning, Sam. How you guys doing today? Oh, what a pretty morning. Look at that. Gorgeous colors in the sky. I think I've said it a million times, but Bob Ross, the painter from The Joy of Painting, started a lot of his painting adventure up here in Alaska. He was stationed, look at the pink over there, stationed up towards Fairbanks. And that's why you see all the different pinks and crazy colors in the sky in his paintings, is because that's what it really looks like here. It's gorgeous, huh? I'm Sean in Alaska, and we might get a wood stove installed today, or at least the piping. That's the plan. I'm gonna have some more coffee here and get myself woken up. I got Ward coming over to give me a hand because this is not something I can A, do by myself, or B, especially do by myself when I'm not fully healed yet. But I am quite a bit healed. I just finished my first week back at work. Been sore every single day when I come home, but not bad. Every day's been a little bit better. So let's get this started. It's a little chilly this morning. 'Tis the season, huh? The ice everywhere. Sunroof. I think we'll let the truck warm up a little bit before we get moving. That's why I always have emergency coffee. It's crazy. It's 8:30 in the morning already, and the sun's really not quite up yet. Tape measure, everything else I need. I need to run to trustworthy hardware because I know they carry the stuff that I'm looking for, but I need a couple of stovepipe supports. We're installing the wood stove pipe today. I don't know that I'm actually installing the wood stove itself today because I still need to do the back. But I want to get that pipe run, because once that pipe's run, then I can do everything else I need to do. And if push comes to shove, I can always run the wood stove without the backing, the stone backing on there, although I'd rather not do that, because if I do, then I'm not going to move it out. It'll take forever to get that done. Now, though, we're just waiting for this to get done. That'll charge the phone up while I'm at it. There we go. We're almost ready. All right, so when I originally installed this, I installed it backwards. This goes on the outside, and the other part goes on the inside. So I'm going to get this flipped around. Ward should be here in about a half an hour. And I got the deck all cleaned off and ready to go. All right. There we go. I think of all the projects that I've worked on here at the cabin, the number one why don't you get this done comment has been the wood stove. And you know, I should preface this by telling you I kept completely warm last winter, but I didn't quite know how to approach it, and I had planned on getting this. This was the project I planned on doing when I got hurt, and it's only been a couple of weeks. So Ward actually said to me when he was over here the other day, he came by, stopped in to say hi and see how everything was going on and how I was doing. And he said, so we're working on the chimney this weekend. So he actually volunteered to come over and do it, but I had intended on getting this started. This has not been a 911 for me. I mean, 100% honesty here. I could keep the cabin warm all winter long. The biggest issue with the cabin and heating during the winter is the humidity just goes through the roof. So this is something I wanted to get done, and this is something I needed to get done, and now this is something I'm going to get done. That doesn't mean I'm going to get the stove itself installed right away, but I will have everything to that point ready to go. Nice. I didn't realize I didn't have the microphone on. So I'm going to need to cut this back again and open it back up because I'll need a board here and across the top and one more than likely here. So I'll probably peel this off just because I need something for these screws to screw into to hold that in place. But I can do this on the outside because this goes on the outside anyway, and these holes are better lined up for where I actually have the boards already existing. So I can put this in and then slide this piece into it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and install the outside first. So this is another one of those Facebook Marketplace things that incredibly saved me a ton of money. This is a through-the-wall kit with pretty much everything. So this stand is what it rests on when it comes out, and then I could probably disconnect this. I will. The elbow piece right here, I'm going to go ahead and take apart so that I can put it up here, but this all rests on this piece here, and I might not have the right screws for this, but I could probably find something that'll work. I thought I had bigger, but I probably want ratcheting screws on here. We'll make it work today. That will be the easy part to replace.
Landing, but he loves it there.
It's so beautiful up there, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody, the return of Ward! Ward!
Especially in the fall time. I love going up there in the fall.
All right, let's see if we can figure this out, shall we? Look at that. You can let it go. I don't think it's going anywhere, man.
Well, I just gonna make it level, you know.
Yeah, here I got.
Somewhere in there.
Look at that.
How's that?
It has one of those.
Huh?
Nice.
That's level, right? Or that's right there.
Okay, so then this is going to go.
That one's not. That one's got to come out, but that's okay.
And that'll slide in. Really? I picked up a box of 3.5 inchers. I'm glad we're doing this before I put the stone on that wall, because I think I'm going to have to pull that concrete off of the wall and
yeah,
reinforce it.
Well, what's going above it? 1/2 inch drywall?
Yeah.
Put drywall right over the top of it.
Well, but I'm talking about here. I don't know what I've got, what I'm nailing into.
We're not in yet. Come out. There we go.
Okay, so are we
No, we need to come up a little right there
right there?
and then plumb it.
And
See if you
then,
can plumb it. Grab your. Ooh. You're draining.
you know what? Hang on. Let's just let it down for a second here. We'll let it drain down a little bit more. Let it drain a couple of times. Get that crap out of there. Right? We can't see it from his house. So.
Yeah, right.
I've seen a rat.
Here. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I can live with that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know you can. I'd be crushed, but
That's awesome. So we're trying to hold this stupid thing up, and I go, wait, Ward, I got an idea, and I'll show you the idea right now. Because if you're doing this by yourself, it'd probably be a whole lot easier.
oh yeah.
So I'll show you with the cell phone. I'm glad I put the black thing on there. So I just shimmed it to hold that as level as it can be until we get the base on there, right? I'm an off-grid genius.
What'd you do with that wrench?
The 3/8?
Yeah.
Probably put it in my pocket. Or it's on the table over there. It might be on the table on the inside of the door. No, it's right there. No, it is. It's not there.
No, I know.
Now I gotta find it. Doesn't matter what screws I go to the store to buy, I always buy the wrong screws. There we go. At least this is something I can fix without a ladder.
What's that?
Said at least this is something I can fix without a ladder, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can pull one out and put a new lag bolt in.
Yeah, but you're gonna take this wonderboard off and redo it.
Yeah. My problem was that the threads run out on this.
I didn't find the 3/8. And I know I don't have it.
I gotta get something to pull that out.
Yeah.
Really? You guys all amazed completely at what I'm doing here today? Do you need water? Let me go check. So you can see, right, I got a screw coming through right here, a screw coming through right here, right? And that's all that's holding that whole thing up, and I'm not comfortable with that at all. So I just cut this back, pulled off that piece of wonder board, cut this back, and I'm going to reinforce that with some boards on either side to give me something to screw into. Todd came by, and him and Ward walked back over to Todd's place to see if they have some GRK fasteners that will work better in this than what I have set up right now. Yeah, so we're going to get that done. So we went ahead, and Todd did have those screws. I call them timber locks, he calls them GRKs, but we went ahead and put in 2x6s flat here and screwed to those. These are 30 inches long, and they go past the seam on my OSB here on both sides. So that will be a much more secure hold on those than what we had before. Wee, 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 wee. Wee, wee, wee. A couple of idiots. That was a funny movie.
He's got tonguey.
Yeah. Get down there. Oh, there.
Awesome. Look at that. Twist. I think you got it. Check that out.
Look at that.
That means you're gonna have to get off your butt for the next one.
I am.
Sorry.
All right, I'm going to explain this to you again because I forgot to turn the microphone on the last time. So what I ended up doing is we've got all those sections in there, but I need to move the top of that pipe a little bit over to the left. And it's just because of the way the pipes are connected, so it's not a big deal. But I ended up moving the light up and to the left over here, and I left the little solar panel there. I've got plenty of line. I can move that pretty much anywhere I want. But I'm going to climb up there. I'm going to run a level around the out. I'm going to level out the pipe. I'm going to run the level around the outside of the pipe, and I got a little Ryobi marker I'll use to on the top of the level to mark where my hole is going to be, and it'll be an oval. It won't be round because it's going through a.
I thought you
wanted
a pencil.
I did, but then I had the marker, and I thought the marker would work easier.
I had a Sharpie in my pocket.
Oh, did you? Well,
yeah.
Here, I can give you a pencil back. And I won't get a lot of recording done. Ward will turn the camera back on when I start cutting up there. But we'll fire up the generator. It'll probably get noisy. But yeah, I have to climb up all the way to the top now. We'll see how strong the legs are.
All the way to the top.
Yeah, we'll see how strong the legs are when I try to climb the scaffolding now. Alright, so I'm getting cut through the metal here, but I'm trying to avoid getting any of those little microscopic metal pieces in my eye, so that's why it's taking me that long. That and it's tough to frickin' do this with my arms above me. I got Ward on the camera. The view from up here is beautiful.
That ring.
So close. Ward's handed me up the parts, the final parts we need here.
And that is your little
Nut bolt. Nice. But yeah, that was a lot tougher to cut than I thought it was going to be. Okay, we're at an impasse. We got ready to put the last piece up because we are all the way through. Everything's lined up. Ward handed me up a cap, and I couldn't figure out how it was supposed to go on there, and it looks like I'm missing a piece. So I got to go to Trustworthy's tomorrow and take a look at a new cap in the box to see if that piece comes with it or if I can buy it separately. That's the only reason why we had to stop, because I couldn't attach the cap and I wasn't going to put that last piece on without the cap on there already. Just because it's easier to install it all as one piece than it is to install it to try and put the cap on after I take the piece or put the piece on. But yeah, that when cutting the hole, I thought I honestly thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was, you know, than that.
If you can't get the band, 2 hose clamps.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. But no, other than that, the whole outside of the chimney part is pretty much done except for that last piece. And I only have, the nice thing is I actually have 2 pieces of chimney pipe, stovepipe left, but I don't, I have 2 pieces of stovepipe left, but one of them I didn't want to use because it was a painted piece for the inside. So I'm happy that it's only going to take one more piece up there, but that was a bit challenging. I'm sore, I'm tired. Okay, so I'll show you a picture of what I'm missing, but do you see this clamp down here? There's a ring that's actually supposed to go around that to hold it in place so that it stays on top. And I did not want to, the other option would have been I could have run some self-tapping screws into that, but I'd rather do it right. So I'll show you the picture of that right now, but both of these stove caps are the same. And then the only other thing I need is down here, I have the stove pipe, the pipe that came off the stove itself, that's going to be inside the cabin. Well, I need a 90, and I'll need that 90 to go. I'm going to leave the scaffolding on the deck, but I need that 90 to drop out of here and go straight down to the back of the wood stove that's going to be right here. So yeah, we'll just leave that open for now. It's not snowing. It's not going to be cold. But physically, I feel pretty good about doing that. We are right about there. So I had the last piece of pipe ready to go. I got it all lined up. I cut the roof. I got everything ready. Ward handed me up the last piece, and I said, let me go ahead and put the cap on it now, because because it'll be easier when you see it. You'll know what I mean. It'd be a lot easier just to put the cap on before I put that last piece in place. So trying to figure out how the cap went on, I couldn't figure it out, and then I downloaded the installation guide because I didn't have the instructions downloaded for how to put it. Everything was pretty straightforward, and realized that there's a band that's missing from the cap. So I'm headed to town now. Trustworthy Hardware actually carries a lot of these parts right there in the store. So I'm headed to town now. They close in about an hour to see if I can find it, and hopefully I can. If not, I'll have to head up to Sterling and check the Ace Hardware out up there, because they also have this part. But yeah, I'm off the roof. I feel pretty good. It did me good to stress not stress myself, but to stress my muscles and my body out a little bit today. I feel a lot more focused since doing it. But yeah, cut the hole through the roof, and it was perfect. I had to do a little bit of trimming, but it went a lot easier than I thought it was going to do. So that's it. I'm headed to town right now. I'm done. I'm off the roof. I didn't fall. Ward went home. Good morning. How are you guys this morning? Good morning, Sam. Good morning, ladies. Need some food? Oh. Breakfast? Hey. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Here. There we go. All right. That was the problem piece. That's the replacement. This is the inside piece that I was missing to connect everything. So I have two caps, and when I was up there trying to do that last piece, I was missing a piece, and I'll show you the piece I was missing. I couldn't buy just the piece alone. It's really pretty simple. It's just this band that goes around the pipe and tightens everything down right on it. But I said, forget it, I'll just buy the whole thing. So I bought another cap. And I figured that out by reading the instructions online via my cell phone. So I got a new cap. I discussed yesterday the price of everything, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having to spend what I had to spend on this, because it's still a great deal cheaper than it would have cost me to buy everything new, and to have somebody else install it, it would have been ridiculous. So we'll be tossing this, because I don't need it. And it'll look a lot nicer with a brand new stovepipe up there. I'm going to spin the camera around now to show you how close we were to finishing. Right, we were literally one piece away from finishing that. And I had the piece up there, and then Ward handed me up the cap to go with it, and I couldn't figure it out, and I want to install the cap and then put the whole piece on, tighten it down, tighten the band, and we'll be done. But yeah, I was that close yesterday. So he's coming over, should be here pretty quick, and then we'll get up there and get this last piece installed, and then I'll kind of clean up the pipe all the way down, and then the outside piping will be 100% complete on the chimney, which is rather exciting. You know, I know it's still not the wood stove hooked up, but now it's just going to be inside work, which is super easy. I can do all of that basically from a step ladder if I need to. But yeah, I'm pretty excited and pretty fired up about this. Now, if you're curious about what's in the back of the truck, I picked these up from Brother Will. He's having a new deck installed, and these were the supports for his old deck. And I had planned on building a new chicken coop this year, but obviously I'm not going to get there this year because, you know, winter's just around the corner. So those will be the base for the new chicken coop. I'm just going to float it on the ground. And then I've got a couple of rolls of chicken wire in there that I'm going to use to hold up all the insulation underneath the cabin, because one of the issues I've been having is that insulation keeps falling down, and part of the reason for that is that it just gets so windy that, you know, that wind curls up underneath there and blows it down. And I haven't had any critters eating my insulation, so, you know, I know a lot of people are going to say you should seal it off so, you know, animals can't get to it all, but honestly that hasn't been an issue. So just going to use chicken wire to hold it all up in place. That was the cheapest route I could go. If I used the hardware cloth, the 1/4-inch squares that I originally thought of using, that was going to be astronomical in price. Where chicken wire was $50 a roll, it's going to take me 2 rolls, so $100 to cover up everything underneath, and it keeps everything ventilated underneath there too. So I thought that side right there was going to be an issue, but it looks like it's caught right there. So Ward's going to fire up the generator. I'm going to use the oscillating tool and get that little piece cut out there. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. I'm going to get it. And then that should drop right back down into place, because that is the only thing that's holding that out of whack. Well, there might be a little bit over on this side too, so we'll do a little bit of oscillating saw work, see if we can get that to drop in. All right, so the chimney is installed. I'm not going to lie, that scared me a couple of times up there. And I don't know how anybody does this by themselves. I'm going to tell you that right now. I've seen a million videos of people installing these by themselves. That is not me. I couldn't have got this done if it wasn't for Ward. He jumped in and bailed me out again. He actually showed up last week while I was sitting around here and said, "Hey, when are we putting your stovepipe in? Next weekend?" And I said, "Well, yeah."
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, there was a couple of parts of this that were not a one-person job. I don't care what videos say, at least not a one-person for me. And you said you hadn't installed one of these before, right?
No.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this week. The wood stove, or the chimney, is installed. It's 100% ready to go. You know, for all you people that have been out there freaking out saying you better get it done, you better get it done, you better get it done, I can do the inside stuff in probably a day, because I have all the parts that I need to get that done. But that's going to do it for this week. I'm
And
Sean.
the wood stove.
Yeah, and the wood stove. I've got the wood stove and everything. So do it for this week. I'm Sean in Alaska, and he's Ward.
See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, no worries. All right, well, I'm going to get the hell out of here.
All right, I'm going to clean some stuff up here.
I'm going to go to town.
Well, I should say, too, I left this up. You know, why is there still scaffolding on my deck? Well, because a couple of you have pointed out that I don't know how to do Tyvek either, which is true. But while I'm up there and I've got the scaffolding in place, I'm going to tape off the rest of that Tyvek to make sure that it's all sealed up. I did not install that properly. The way it should work if you're going to install it is from the bottom up, with the next layer going over the lower layer, so that you don't get the moisture going back behind it. But if I tape it, we'll be fine. That'll seal everything up. That'll do it. All right, you going to town?
Going to town.
Right on. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Need anything?
No, I'm good to go.
All right.
I'm going to do laundry tomorrow after work, so.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.